What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's time for another episode of Behind the Lens with Carole and Prash, where we strive to provide you topical insights and tools in a box in 5 minutes. My name is Prash K, founder of Stress to Success, and with me right here is none other than Carole Spears, founder and CEO of the Carole Spears Group. Carole, we are here, and I know this is a passionate subject, folks. We want to talk about re-entry anxiety. Carole, let's dive straight into this. What's this all about? And why should we care?
Okay. Well, I think it's something that is relevant for everybody. We've been going through the pandemic now for the past 3 months. And already now we're actually looking at coming back into the workplace. I'm not saying come back to work, because a lot of people are working at home and working extremely hard. I'm talking about coming back into the workplace. And there's a lot of anxiety with actually doing that. I have clients saying to me, I don't want to get on a bus. I don't want to get on a train. I don't want to leave the bubble and the safety of my home. And I get it and I understand that. And that is the kind of situation that employers are going to have to manage. They're going to have to deal with that, because some employees who are thrown in at the deep end in terms of trying to work from home have done it. We've all had to do that. We've all had to manage it. We all thought, oh my goodness, can I do that? The answer is not only you can, but you have. So experience shows that you can actually remorph yourself. You can do that. And whether you're sitting with your laptop on the end of a kitchen table or you're in a ready-made office, it doesn't matter. You've proved to yourself you can. So there is an anxiety about going back to work. Because if you think about it, Prash, think about, say you've just had a car accident. If you had a car accident, the chances are you won't want to get back into that car again, because it reminds you of the accident. So now we've been so conditioned to not going out and not touching and not. And all of a sudden you say, whoa, do it. And I'm saying, wait a minute, I am frightened. And that's the word that's being told to me by my clients, frightened.
And the thing is, not only is fear holding people from wanting to go back, isn't it the case that actually some people actually are quite acclimatized now and prefer the modus operandi, the status that they've got? I know some of my clients are actually expressing that and negotiating with their own employers that they don't want to go back.
I think that's right, because, originally you'd say some individuals were not actually the right people to work at home, but they've had to take themselves out of their comfort zone. And they've done that. And they thought, well, actually, do you know something? I quite like not getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and fighting with the traffic to get into London. So you're right. There really is. People have proven to themselves that they're not the same as they were. And none of us are the same as we were 2 months ago or 3 months ago.
Yeah, I absolutely concur. And, from a consciousness perspective, I think many people, in speaking to consciousness, many of us have had that shift in our perception of what it is that drives us, what it is that helps us to thrive, and what it is that makes us happy. And now, in the stark light of this crisis, there is, in a sense, a boon. A blessing has come about over these weeks gone by, where people have returned to a degree of simplicity. Their stress levels in some ways have come down because of other factors. And now they're beginning to recognize that they have capabilities within themselves. And yes, there's anxiety. And yes, there's the fear of going back. And yet there's this mixed bag of feeling that actually we are more capable than we realize that we are. How can we use that, Carole? And I know you've got some tips here. What can we do to really empower ourselves to get ourselves back into real?
Okay, I think there's a couple of issues here. Let's look at the tips. Let's look at tips for employers. Employers who want to get their employees back to work. We know that the employee may be frightened and there's a fear factor. The employers might be feeling exactly the same. Just because they're an employer, that doesn't mean they don't feel the same. So tip number one for the employer, talk to your employee. Communicate. I know I've said it 3 times. Cool. And also have a return to the workplace interview. I've always recommended for all organizations, all managers, to have a return to work interview. Some do, some don't. There could be nothing more important than having a return to the workplace interview before they actually come back to work. Look at what realistically can be done as an employer and what can't be done. If you can be flexible, talk about that flexibility. Maybe somebody can come in on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know. Maybe there can be some kind of shifts that actually will work. Flexibility has always been extremely important to actually help people. Some people may be having childcare issues. Some people may be having elder care issues. Talk, talk, talk is the key to every employer who's listening. And for the employee, open up, share, say how you feel, share that is what you want. How can we actually manage it between us? This is a joint together, working together.
I love that, because it is so much a partnership, and this is the time. And whether you're an employer or whether you're an employee tuned into this or watching it on the replay, it is a joint effort. And alongside talking to your employer, I think it's important as an employee to prepare for some degree of discomfort. Prepare for the unexpected. And what I mean by that is recognize that things won't be the same, of course, but recognize and become more mindful of changes in your mood. Recognize that resistance may come up at times when you're being asked to take on a shift, as you pointed out, or take a working pattern that you may not necessarily have wanted to do before, or if there's agitation coming up because you're faced with working with employees who've been off and now they're out of furlough, they're back in, there may be resistance, there may be resentment coming up. And so being prepared to accept that those feelings may occur, and then being able to sit with those feelings without judgment, is a powerful tool as we go back. Along with the second tip, we're doing this with one of my clients right now, rephase everything, just phase that entry back in. And it really kind of speaks to what you said, Carole. You can shift swap. So people for a week are going into the office and they're sharing a smaller office space. Get teams in a week on, week off, working from home and in the office, alternate it. And that really helps to gradually phase that entry and eases us in. And last but not least, I've got to say this, I'm a well-being expert after all, so of course I'm going to say this. Make a well-being practice your friend. Pair an adjunct to help you to get back in there. Could be yoga, could be reading, could be podcasts, listening in on your way into the commute or in the morning, or meditation and mindfulness. Whatever you may have not tried or you have tried with success, start to embrace that and incorporate that more frequently in bite-sized chunks so they're all practical. And that's going to really start to get your mindset geared like a laser to focus in on that re-entry more and more. So mind and body fuel. And I guess that takes us to just over 5 minutes. Apologies, folks. Carole, anything last words?
No, keep with that. I think look after your health, look after your well-being, communicate, and communicate.
And make well-beingness your friend. Folks, we hope you found this valuable as always. We love to try and share different insights through this. And so next time on Behind the Lens, we'd love to bring something else. If there's something particular, share your insights or queries, and we will look to see if we can cover it in the next episode. In the meantime, leave your comments, share as always. And that's it from me, Prash. Out. Carole, take it back.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.